All right, guys, it has been like 2 weeks, I think, since I last took the video when we dropped off the trailer. We picked it up, brought a load home today for the first time with the first load on this trailer and with this Conestoga kit. And I tell you what, this thing is freaking badass. So here she is. That thing looks freaking sweet. So I ended up doing 40 lights every 1 foot. It ended up being 49 lights down the side. At least that's what I counted. I might have to recount again. But it's 49 lights, I think, down the side. 9 across the top. We went with a full stainless headboard on this one. Typically, when you do a full stainless headboard, you get a smooth headboard. I wanted the quilted that's actually comes standard on the standard kits. So they're raw like this, but then like these panels are typically this quilted stuff. And then when you upgrade to the stainless, then they give you the nice smooth stainless stuff. I wanted the quilted. I think this looks way more fancy. They've only done a few of these. He's like, I'm surprised more people don't order them this way. And yeah, I just think it looks really nice. And another thing I like about it, if a rock hits it, instead of, you know, because if it's a big smooth stainless piece and if rock hits it, you're going to see that for a huge circle, that big dimple, where I think in the quilted, I think it's going to hide it a lot more. So in my opinion, I think the quilted was the way to go. So that was one thing. It's got the full size man door, which is awesome. If you look compared to that one, way, way bigger on this trailer. And then we went with the stainless light bar down the side, which looks killer. Lights every 1 foot. I can't wait to see this thing when it gets really dark out. So in the morning, I'll try to get a video. Hopefully it's super dark. Otherwise, I will get a video, I don't know, maybe this weekend or something, tomorrow night maybe, when I don't have to, when I don't have stuff to do. One thing I really like about this has the ropes in the back. So like typically your standard kits come with the ropes, and then it's an upgrade to get the bar. One thing I really like about this is they give you both. So this one has the ropes, and which is nice because it's quicker. You don't have to deal with the bar. It's a little bit easier. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of nice, honestly. But they do offer, I shouldn't say offer, they do throw in the bar as well. So I have a bar. I haven't even used the bar yet. I've been just opening it up with this ropes, which is awesome. And then, like, I don't know, if I just feel like opening up with the rope, or I get a really, really tall load where I need to flip the tarp up on top, then I can use the bar. But the ropes for everyday use is actually kind of nice because, it's pretty quick. So that part's nice. As you can see, I'm missing some mud flaps. Unfortunately, some idiot blew his tire in front of me. Actually, 3 idiots. Like literally within like a 2 to 3 mile radius, like within a 2 to 3 mile stretch, 3 people blew their tires in front of me. I managed to dodge all of it with the truck, but apparently one chunk must have went underneath the trailer and I didn't see it, and it took out the mud flaps. So that kind of sucks. The good thing is I still have the mud flaps, and there's like little to no damage. So it ripped the mud flaps through the bolts, but luckily, the previous owner bolted the mud flaps together. See? So since he did that, the bottoms held on, and it held the mud flaps on. So I didn't actually lose the mud flaps. So one did drag a little bit. So the one corner, like the little corners kind of wore. But otherwise, they're still good. So that's awesome. I unbolted them, threw them up in the front of the trailer, and brought the rest of the way home. So unfortunate, but yet awesome that I was able to keep them. So can throw those back on this weekend. One thing we're going to probably do, not this weekend, but at some point, we're going to add another light here and here. So it's 4, 5, 4. I think it'll look a little better. I kind of want to add 2 more here, but I don't know. We'll see on that. But because then what I'm thinking we're going to do is we'll put a light panel here with 5 lights and a light panel here with 5 lights. Maybe we'll throw one on the back with some red ones or something. And do 5 there. But then I want to do the same on the back of the truck. 4, 5, 4. Between the tanks, 5 watermelons. In the front of the axles, 5. So that I just kind of keep that same 5 theme all the way down. And then depending on what I do for the truck, we'll do lights every 1 foot underneath of mini watermelons pointing down. Or I'm debating on just putting a couple, like 3 or 4 big watermelons, tucking them up and pointing them kind of out and down as well. I'm not really quite sure what I'm going to do there. Kind of up in the air for that. but I kind of want to try to, like I said, keep the same theme throughout the whole thing. And then when I do this, I'm going to do all probably Mac lights, or I'm going to do the watermelons. I might do the watermelons to match the truck on the fronts of each axle. But any rear facing that are red, like on the back of the truck, I'm going to put the same style that are in the back of the back so that they match. Because I'm a big guy on matching stuff because I just think it looks a lot better. It looks a lot cleaner going down the road. You know, compared to like, oh, this light's a little bit different red, you know, a little bit different orange, and, you know, like these. I mean, look how different these are, you know, because I don't have my cab lights in yet, but I'm still waiting to get my adapter kits, but I'm not driving 2 hours to Big Rig just for $3 things, and I'm not paying the shipping. I've been waiting for my bumper to come in, but they ordered it wrong, so now they had to reorder it, so it's going to be probably another month or two before my bumper shows up, and I was going to fit it all up at the same time. So unfortunate, but yeah, went with, like I said, 9 across the top. First time I've ever had lights on a Conestoga. I think it's going to look freaking sweet, especially really late at night. I think it's going to look sick. And then the cool thing I really like, this has a full door, like full height door. Like I don't have to duck. I don't have to step over stuff. Like that one, I have to step over the outer like trim. And if you step on it, it breaks the headboard. Because I've done it a couple times. It actually broke right now. You can see it. See it sticking out? Because it's all loose. From that same reason. So that part's really nice. Like, I mean, I can stand, as you can see. Awesome. And I'm like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", somewhere in there. Some upgrades got in here. We got a coil rack for my little coil things. I don't really use them very often, but I did need them once. I needed it a couple of times, so I got some now. So I'll have some storage for those. Got a little storage tray. Not really sure what I'm going to put up in that one yet. But I wanted it because it's like, there's always just empty, unused space. So now I have a little storage tray. We'll have a spot for chains and binders to hang right here. There's my mud flaps and old lights and stuff. But put the chains and binders hanging right here. And then we got this dunnage rack. It's actually only made for 8 4x4s. But I always use 10, or I keep 10. So there was room. I don't know why they don't just extend these. They don't offer it for more, which it's just angle iron. So I don't know why they don't offer more. I don't really understand that. But I was able to just put 2 here, ratchet strap them. I delivered to Menards here in town. So I went and bought some brand new 4x4s. One last upgrade on the headboard. We went with some load lights. I might have to relocate this one just because of the boards. Or maybe I'll even just cut the boards down a little bit because honestly, they don't really need to be as wide as they are. Then it wouldn't hit the light. And they'd be a little bit easier to stiff stuff in here, to be honest. So that's one cool upgrade. Another upgrade that I did that I didn't have on my last trailer, which I really, really missed, is quad bow. So there's 4 of these between every main bow. And the reasoning behind this is when you open the curtains, they sag a lot less. So they stay a lot taller. I don't have to worry about catching the lumber because now there's a lot less sag. And the other thing I really like about this, I think it's a lot less stress on these bows because now you have 4 of them taking the weight instead of just 2, especially in the winter when it gets freezing rain. I broke a bunch of them this winter when it gets really cold out and when everything gets really stiff, and especially when it snows a bunch, because then you open it and everything's cold and stiff, it breaks the bows because this stuff's heavy. When you only got 2 of them, it's a lot of weight, and typically they're not made super crazy strong. But now there's 4 of them, so that definitely makes a difference. And these kits are built a lot better than like the Quick Draw, in my opinion. Sorry, Quick Draw, but just the truth. They're built a lot better. Trying to think what else. So there's little stoppers, which are really nice. Them are standard. I'm not going to open up the back, but this has the ratchet style ratchet things for the tightening in the back. Definitely getting some used to. I'm used to the triangles and I use my drill. I was pretty quick at it, but they are in the way all the time. The nice thing with these, they're weight to the back of the trailer pretty much, and they're out of the way. So far, I like them. I'm a little slow at them, still kind of learning, how to use them and be quick at them. With anything that's just going to take some practice. I think I'm going to have to bend these a little bit too, because these don't stay where they should. I might have to try to bend that just a little bit. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, that works pretty good so far. I like that they say just crank them as tight as you can get them if you want. You know, it keeps the curtains nice and stiff. And this thing does not wiggle like hardly at all going down the road. Like my quick draw, just all over the place. This thing, she's stiff, which is big because, especially when it's windy, it kills your fuel mileage like really bad, because the wind will push these curtains in between every single one of these. So every single one of them's bowing in, and that makes it pull super freaking hard, and kills your fuel mileage. And like on the quick draw, it really bows and looks like it's gonna break something. Or this one doesn't do that yet. You know, it hasn't really driven in a ton of wind on the way home, but like, just you can tell, it just doesn't wiggle near as much. Like these things are just built, you know, way stronger, way sturdier than like that thing don't even wiggle. You know, I could take that even with the ratchet strap on my quick draw thing still. Without it, Christ, you push on, you probably could break it. Like honestly, it's that flimsy. Yeah, I think that's really everything on it. It's a brand new 2025 Eagle Tarp System by Verduyn Tarps. We'll see how it does longevity-wise, because I plan on keeping this for probably, I don't know, for a long time actually, because I'll probably run it until she's about wore out in about 5 or 6 years maybe. And then I'll try to probably buy a brand new trailer, put a new kit on, and this will be my spare. And then at that point, I'll sell that one over there. So this one I'm actually still keeping as well. So we will be making a couple videos on fixing some things on that. Maybe not a lot, but we're going to fix some brake stuff on it and whatnot. And then that's just going to be my spare trailer. So, yeah. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about, this trailer does sit a lot taller than that one with some of our Amish stuff. I'm a little concerned this trailer might be a little tall, so I might unfortunately have to switch it to 22.5 and do like what I have on that trailer, which is like almost like a low boy tire. I think they're like 275s or something like that. They're smaller than a low pro 22.5. What are these? 275, 70-yard 22.5. And this is the wheel off the day cab. I'm gonna go pick up some new wheels. I think I'm gonna pull this one back off and put it back in the day cab, because I realize these are not Alcoas. These are some, I don't remember what they are. There's some forged RPM. Yeah, what's the brand on this thing? Taskmaster forged some different wheels. So since the day cab's got all matching, I might just peel this one back off and put an Alcoa on this one. I don't care if these ones match. But yeah, pretty baller. Love it. I want to add another toolbox. One complaint so far is the winches are kind of tucked up with the light bar sticking down. The winches are kind of tucked up kind of far. Hard to get my winch bar in here, especially by the toolbox. So I'm either going to have to put a smaller toolbox on and suck it in a little bit, or I don't know. I was going to order another bar, two different style bars tonight, and try a couple different bars, but I want to replace this toolbox anyway because she's got some cracks on her. She's old, she's used. I figured take this one off, weld it up, throw it on the other side on this trailer, because this one's got a box on the other side that's also very wore out, but it works. So I figured throw this one on this trailer, or keep it for something else that I might have, like a different trailer or whatever, like a gooseneck at some point. Maybe you put it on that, I don't know. But then put two smaller boxes on here instead, because I would really like one on the other side for straps. Keep some like and then have some protectors, like strap protectors in that box, and this one like, you know, some for each side, and then keep my winch bars and stuff on this side, and then, like I said, straps on the other side. So kind of what I would like to do. And then yeah, just like do two smaller ones, and then that would kind of eliminate some of the problem, because it's not the worst everywhere else, but above the box is a pain in the ass. So yeah, and I also really like the box up here. Some people might think it looks a little bit goofy. I like it up here because now if you got to work on the trailer, there ain't fucking toolboxes in the way. I tell you what, there's one thing that's a major pain in the ass, with the box on that side. It's right in the way when you need to work on it, for one. And two, with it being up there, it doesn't get sprayed with shit. Everything from that tire, basically all four of them, you're just getting blasted. You know, the toolbox is just getting blasted. You know, being up there, it gets a lot of stuff on it, especially if I decide to go full fenders on the 389, which I still might, just for the fact of when I tow, like maybe like the gooseneck, and I'm hauling the day cab behind the gooseneck, since the gooseneck doesn't cover the wheels, you know, all the rocks and stuff are going to hit the gooseneck or the day cab if I'm hauling it for racing. So yeah, I'd like to do quarter fenders on here too. I don't know how much stuff I'm going to do to this stuff anytime soon, because we are trying to do the day cab. So this stuff might be like more like springtime, you know, unless the videos start doing a little better and I start getting a little bit of an income from YouTube to maybe help with some of this stuff, then maybe we'll do some of it faster. But other than that, a lot of this stuff isn't going to be, you know, super fast, because it does cost a lot of money. I'm excited to see how it's going to hold up, especially compared to that thing. This kit's a 2017. I didn't own it since new, but it's been kind of a nightmare the last 4 years. It's just wore out. But I'm curious to see how this one's going to do for longevity wise. Yeah, I'm excited. So really like it. Hope you guys like the trailer. Hope you guys like the content. You know, trying to do some cool stuff, and like I said, modifying everything. We'll do more to this, obviously, and more to the trailer over time. Like I said, just not super fast, because the stuff's expensive. I'm just one guy, one truck. You know, I do have other things. We want to try to build a shop here in the next couple years. You know, and stuff's expensive. Like, the stuff's not cheap. And I don't have unlimited money. So I don't have daddy's money. I don't have inheritance or nothing. I've worked for everything that I have. I started with a $400 Ranger in my house, and I risked it all. Bought my first blue W9, which I don't think I showed that on this channel at all. I don't think I did. I think I started this channel after I bought this truck. But I started with a 2007 flat top W9, and took out a personal loan for startup money. And I mean, it was the last second decision. Like, I'm going to just try it. And it's been paying off. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of long days, a lot of long nights, a lot of nights away from home. A lot of nights working on stuff, getting it, you know, trying to fix it and keep everything up on everything, and keeping it running and legal. And, you know, it's like I said, it's not daddy's money. This is all me. You know, the stuff's expensive. Just going to take a while. But I'm trying my best, trying to bring out as much content, as cool content as I can for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys are appreciating the effort. And with that being said, hopefully, please like, comment, subscribe. We're going to try to do a lot of the day cab here soon. I haven't really made many videos on it, but I do have one coming up here really soon. So the next video should be on the day cab, finally. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.